Hi, it's Kyle from Bitewing Games, and today we're taking a look at Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. Tiny Epic Dinosaurs is a game for 1 to 4 players that plays in about an hour. The theme of this game is a little bit different than you'd maybe expect from a dinosaur game. It takes the idea of Jurassic Park, that dinosaurs are being used in amusement parks, but you are actually a rancher that is catching and breeding the dinosaurs to sell. Each player has a ranch mat in front of them where they will place the dinosaurs that they have caught and bred. You earn points in the game by completing contracts, selling the dinosaurs that you've collected that meet these objective cards. The game is played over 6 rounds, and each round there are a handful of steps that you'll take. I don't want to go in great detail, I'll just quickly gloss over them. The first thing that you get to do is collect resources based off of what's showing on your player mat. The second thing you do is to assign your ranchers or the workers to action spaces. And this is the bulk of the game. The actions that you can take are things like catching dinosaurs, gaining barriers so that you can keep the dinosaurs enclosed, and gaining resources to feed your dinosaurs. You are able to take an action that hasn't already been taken by another player, or you can place 2 workers in a space where another player has already gone. For example, if you had visited the space with the Stegosaurus, I would have to place 2 workers in order to go there. Each player is also given a large worker that counts as 2 workers, so that you can naturally go somewhere that someone else has, or block someone else from going in the space that you kind of know they want to go. And this is the first thing that I really love about the game. I love the scarcity of the actions. I love that I have to look around the table and see what other players are doing. Because if I know you're going to take that Stegosaurus spot, I better take it first so I don't have to use 2 of my workers there. It really takes a game that could be a solitaire type game and makes it a very interactive game where all the players are working on the same board and having to compete a little bit. After each player has placed all 4 ranchers onto an action, that triggers the next step. Players will take the dinosaurs and the barriers that they've collected and place them onto their ranch. The dinosaurs have to be enclosed, otherwise they will escape. Each ranch has natural enclosures of mountains and water, but you also have these barriers that you can form and move throughout the game. Naturally, dinosaurs have to be in their own enclosure. You can't have a Stegosaurus with a Velociraptor, you have to have a barrier separating them. The other fun thing is if you have 2 of the same type of dinosaur in an enclosure, they will breed and you will get an extra 3rd dinosaur. I'm not going to go into detail about how all of it works, but I really love this dynamic. Because what can happen is if you have 2 dinosaurs in the same enclosure and they breed, you have to make sure you have room for that bred dinosaur, otherwise it will escape. And escaping dinosaurs have some negative side effects. For example, if I have an extra Velociraptor that doesn't have a home and he escapes, he will eat one of the dinosaurs on his way out. So I thought it was a good thing me gaining an extra dinosaur, but if I don't have room, it actually ends up being a pretty bad thing because he takes another dinosaur with him on his way out. And it's a real fine balance of wanting to gain more dinosaurs, but if you gain too many and don't have room, it can end up really hurting you. And the other thing with that, you have to feed your dinosaurs. So you want to gain a lot of dinosaurs, but that means you have to use up a lot of resources to be able to feed all the dinosaurs you've gained. And on top of that, you gain resources based off of the open spots on your player ranch. For example, here I would gain 2 meat and 3 plants when I collect resources. But if my ranch were more full, I would only gain 1 meat and 1 plant in this scenario. This balancing act of gaining dinosaurs and feeding the dinosaurs creates a lot of positive stress and anxiety in the game, and I really enjoy that feeling. It's a lot of fun. And that's the game. You will collect resources, gain dinosaurs, and then fulfill contracts. So, is Tiny Epic Dinosaurs fun? Like I mentioned, I love the scarcity of the game. I love that feeling that I'm not just playing a game of solitaire, but I'm really having to look at what other players are doing and compete with them. I honestly love the feeling that I always want to do 1 or 2 more things, and I wish I had 1 or 2 more workers. That kind of tantalizing feeling is what makes me come back into this game over and over again. I love the balancing act that this game provides of gaining dinosaurs and gaining resources and fulfilling contracts, and doing it in just the right way so that you're maximizing what you're getting. I really like that halfway through this game, you gain a 5th additional worker. It gives a natural building feel to a game where it doesn't feel like the game's stagnant and you're doing the same thing all 6 rounds. You suddenly have 1 more worker, so you can accomplish more tasks. And that's a very nice touch that they added to the game. I really just like objectives in games, and this game has both private and public contracts, dinosaurs that you're trying to collect and then sell. And I think that's a very nice thing to have both the private and the public. That way I can always be working on something myself, even if I see everyone else competing for all of the public contracts. I really like the looks and the components of this game. The dinosaurs are just absolutely adorable. They are pretty small, but the game is called Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. And I just think the whole production value is phenomenal in this game. On to the negatives. The game, like this review, is a little bit long for my preference. The rules say that it's 30 to 60 minutes. Every game I've played so far has been 60 to 80 minutes, honestly. And maybe after I've played a little bit more and I'm not playing with new players, it will be quite a bit faster. But I really just feel like the decisions you have to make, there's a lot of thinking. If I take this dinosaur, it'll breed with this dinosaur. Do I have an enclosure for that dinosaur? There's just a lot of things to take in. So each time I'm taking an action, I feel like I really have to think things through. And I just feel like there's a lot of analysis paralysis that will naturally come with this game. The other thing is I feel like it's slightly complex for what it is. It's a very fun, pretty light game, but there's just enough intricate rules that I hesitate to show people that aren't really big gamers. Overall, I give Tiny Epic Dinosaurs a B+. I do recommend this game. I think it's a pretty standard worker placement game. There's nothing too terribly crazy or new about it. I really like the components, I like the theme and the artwork, I enjoy the decision making. I just think it's a pretty fun overall game. There's quite a few Tiny Epic games, and I've only played 1 or 2 of them. I would be curious if you have a favorite Tiny Epic game. Let me know in the comments below. Until next time.